Mythology. What is it? John Markle speaks of mythology in that it, quote, precedes history. Myth precedes history, comes before. Joseph Campbell offered myth as, quote, other people's religion, end quote. We need not all claim the same definition of what myth is or isn't, for it may simply be enough to offer that mythology is the storytelling faculty of a people. And what story are they telling through myth? They're telling about the changing moods and perspectives of their people across time. Myth, while holding, or not, some historical information, is not attempting to capture facts, dates, pottery and names. Instead, it appears to be best suited to capturing the psychology of the people, and not just their daily acts. Irish mythology, among others, have characters. Gods, perhaps we might call them. And each of these characters interacts with others. Sometimes different groups can be contrasted with each other, beings of light against beings of darkness, for example. But whatever way the stories are told, what is consistent is that these characters take action. These actions reflect states of mind, for we base our actions on what we think and believe. So, reading the actions of characters in a people's myth can tell us about the types of views, the morality that they valued. What did they elevate to virtue? At times these characters clash and fight, just as a nation does, and just as an individual does. Different desires clashing in a person. Our desire to be seen as good, for example, can cause us to not take a certain path we wish to take. We see that characters represent things both personal and in principle. In Irish mythology, we meet the people named the Tuatha Danann, or the people or the tribe of the goddess Danu. We also meet their first king, the first king of Ireland, Nuada. His weapon was one of the magical treasures of the Tuatha Danann. It was the sword, called the Fragarach, or the answerer, the whisperer, or the retaliator. Upon reaching Ireland, Nuada meets the Fir Bolg, or people of the bag people, and asks to split the land 50-50. When this is declined, Nuada's people prepare for battle, asking the Fir Bolg when they wish to fight. The Fir Bolg ask for time so that they may create weapons which were equal to the Tuatha Danann, and vice versa. Nuada agrees to this, wishing to battle when all is level and fair, embodying justice, the right way of doing things, giving honour to one's enemy. When the battle is almost ready, Shrine, who was a warrior of the Fir Bolg, asks Nuada how the battle is to be fought. Nuada suggests that it is to be fought every day, but that it should only be fought with equal men on each side. Again, we see in Nuada balance, fairness, equality, and doing things according to one's people's code. We see this in the Irish people, the desire to be doing things right, or to be seen to be doing the right thing, allowing equal opportunity, allowing equality, balance, fairness, justice, impartiality across the board. Nuada wins the war but loses an arm, and subsequently his people fall under the boot of Brez, who enslaves the Tuatha Danann. This speaks of the price one must pay for allowing those who do not seek peace every opportunity to win a war against him. I find the parallels between this tale, Nuada, which is a part of the Irish mind, the part that has strongly and longly been associated with kingship. So what is this embodiment of rulership as seen in Nuada? It is a tendency to behave in a certain way, with balance, fairness, allowing all people, even one's enemy, equal opportunity to win a fight, to win a battle, to beat you. We see this blind allegiance to a code that works well within one's tribe, but it can be disastrous when attributed to an enemy. The Irish people seem to be frozen into this way of thinking, and words seem to be the spell that holds people's worldviews frozen like the silver arm of Nuada. Our marriage to the proper way has left us weak in the face of a foreign and traitorous foe, and we must essentially overcome this spell of honouring a way of life that is leading to our own destruction. We do this by refusing allegiance to the application of principles that are simply not serving us. Why play fair when this only serves to strengthen the enemy, both without and within? There's a hint of Nietzsche's revaluation of values in this, where we consciously take time to assess how we are as an individual, but also what the vital signs of our nation are, or is. What is working for us, what is not working for us, but also what is working against us, and, perhaps most importantly, what we are doing to draw the darkness of the world onto us. The answer to this seems not to be in Nuada's sword, not in the Fragrach, not in the Answerer. Instead, it is answered, at least in Irish mythology, in the character of Lugh Vada, Lugh of the long hand, Lugh of the far reach, Lugh who can command many across the land. Lugh is said to be the multi-talented deity. He is the part of us that is aware of more than one way of doing things. Indeed, he seems to be aware of all ways. And he possesses the talents of any man and all men together. These attributes, when speaking of battling, would imply the type of thinking that leaves nothing off the table in deciding who the victor is. For we see that Lugh is indeed victorious when he takes the lead ahead of Nuada, and it is this victory that allows Nuada to reclaim his throne. In Nuada and Lugh we see two types of characters, two ways of seeing and acting in leadership. Nuada embodies law, justice, ethics, and an objective right way of doing things. Lugh serves as the defender of the people, casting aside blind allegiance to an ethic that is leading one's people to doom, and instead of developing a series of oaths which are come directly from Lugh for his people. We move from Nuada's static objective standards to Lugh's dynamic subjective standards of morality and oaths. The people of Ireland are caught on the throne of Nuada, and our entrapment to being seen to be doing the right thing is killing us. Lugh is associated with the word lux, which means light, and it is this light and this freedom to act in any way for victory for one's people which will see Nuada, law and justice, sit atop his throne again. But we cannot have that unless we find Lugh, the balance to, or the counterpoint to, rigidity and order. The Irish are faced with the challenge of dismantling our ancient code of ethics in order to survive as a people and rule again under Irish law and Irish justice.